Hey, honey?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey everybody, I'm Fen, and this is Retro Reviews, a review show where we go through my copious amounts of gaming books, magazines, and other paraphernalia, one at a time. And to keep me from rambling, we have Laura.
Hey everybody, so to keep us on track, I'm going to ask a list of questions.
Alright.
So what is tonight's magazine?
Tonight's magazine is Dragon Magazine number 156. This is the 1990s April Fool's edition.
That's fun.
Yep.
It's also from Eagle Hill and Prescott.
Exactly.
Okay, and do you want to give us a quick synopsis of the articles?
Alright, so one of the previous reviews, I did another April Fool's issue. This one is much better than that one. Starting off, the first article is an editorial called Fear is Good. 3 examples of how fear can add suspense and enjoyment to an RPG game, where basically you don't try to scare the players, you just try to make them scare themselves. And I have seen that play out on one of my last campaigns I ran for Josh Scott, Levi, Fluffy, Twilight, and them. They were coming up with all these fearful scenarios of what was really going on, and I was just cherry picking the ones that I like. That is definitely one of the examples they had in this editorial. Yeah, use your player fears, like what they're worried about. Yeah, if it's something completely not where you're planning on going with it, go with it. You'll have a blast. Next article is the Monsters Compendium ? It's a bunch of joke monsters. My favorite ones that I pulled out of this to talk about are the Death Sheep, which are basically like sheep that just like have like jaws like sharks, and they just killer sheep. Totally, they just see a field of sheep and they're just getting along the side of the road like, oh, somebody's like, I want to go pet the sheep. And it's like, you just lost your arm, and it's like, and the sheep are attacking everyone. It's fun. The next one is Jello Monsters. It's actually a play on the gelatinous cube. They don't really do anything. They're just big, quivering blocks of Jello that move along, and people think it's a gelatinous cube, but it's really just Jello. It doesn't have the acidic dissolve you like a gelatinous cube. Paper dragons. They live inside of scrolls. They're 2-dimensional, and just, if you open the wrong book or the wrong scroll in the library, or they'll defend libraries. I thought you would think they were cute. And one of them is a unicow. The other, multiple of them are unicattle. It's a cow crossed with a unicorn.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like it can only be milked by young maidens. Well, you can't have, only a young maiden can approach a unicorn. So, like magic milk. Alright, next article is Raznarak. It's a joke adventure where basically you start off, everybody's like sitting down, it's like, okay, we're going to do this Raznarak adventure tonight. There's this evil, powerful wizard who's going to summon you from across time and space, summon all of your heroes from across time and space. And there's all this build up, all this stuff, and when you finally get to the point where you've gone to the whole thing, like, and the adventure starts, and you've been summoned by this powerful wizard, and then you wake up, and it's just a dream. And Josh Scott, I'm pretty sure I found the adventure we were talking about. That's the one. I will scan it. I will send it to you because he's been wondering. I told him about this, where it was just like, yeah, it's just a dream. You wake up, nothing really happened. He's like, I wanted to play that. I found it. So
Okay. So you're gonna send it down?
I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna say, hey, you want to play D&D one of these times when I'm up in Holden? I'll be like, hey, we're gonna do that D&D game you wanted to play a long time ago, the one with that ends with a dream. It's like, yeah. Like, all right, come on over. And I'll sit down. We'll do that in like 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll break out the Magic the Gathering cube. Be a great joke to play. The next article is yet even more forbidden. Gods forbid outrages from the mages. It's more joke magical items. The ring, I pulled up 4 of them. The ring of human influence. Basically, it's a ring that you put on, and as you eat, you don't feel full whenever you eat. You keep feeling hungry, but then you start getting heartburn, and the only way to get rid of the heartburn is to eat like 4 bowls, like 1 to 6 bowls of rice, a random number of bowls of rice. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's just a ring that you put on and to basically make the adventurers buy more food.
So like a grocer would...
I think they were trying to go for like a Chinese restaurant, all-you-can-eat buffet magical item.
Interesting.
Yeah. The dwarf thrower is a +3 magical hammer that when in the hands of anyone but a dwarf, but when the dwarf picks it up, the hammer will throw the dwarf. Then there is the robe of blending. It has 4 settings. Off is one of those settings. The next setting is chop, which deals 2d10 points of slashing damage to the wearer. There's mix, which deals 4d12 points of damage to the wearer, and liquefy is an auto kill. Yeah, robe of blending, not blending in.
Creepy.
Yeah, it should be called robe of frappe. And the last one is a magical item that I have seen one of my friend Toe, has used this thing to great effect. Giving him access to a robe of useless items is like giving MacGyver like a warehouse full of junk items. Because you reach into your pockets and it's like you'll pull out a broken ladder or a piece of string that's only like 4 inches long, and it's just different random junk that you pull out of here. And in the hands of the really crafty, creative D&D player, you can end up with like some really jury-rigged MacGyver shenanigans with it.
Like, why, yes, I do have a half a paper clip.
Half a paper? I have half a paper clip. I can pick a lock. What the heck? So, next article is can you juggle swim at the same time? It's an alternative skill system, way to make skills more open, a bit more like the thief class, so it uses percentiles. This was it was originally written for the for original Dungeons and Dragons, but this is actually more in line with the player's options skills and power version of character creation, where you have the percentile skill-based abilities, and depending on how complex the skill was, it's like acting, you get 2% chance for every point that you put into acting. Barkeeping, you get 4% chance of success for every point you put into it. And herbalism, you get a 1% for every 2 points. So depending on how complicated the skill was, depending on how many points you had to spend to get what percentage chance of success. So I found that to be cool, a little article to show like that evolution.
Yep.
Next article is a short story. It's the confusing sequel to a story you haven't read. It's a cool, goofy story that's full of fourth wall breaks and meta humor. The barbarian king has his mind wiped and has to be brought up to speed by his hunchback servant / sidekick in order to defeat the big bad evil guy. Definitely a great idea for a D&D campaign where basically everybody wakes up and they have no memory of everything.
Yeah, it's funny.
Next article is Wrestling with Style. It's rules for ancient Greek, so Greco-Roman style martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sequel to the Western martial arts article that was in issue 120, 22.
The Eastern?
The Middle East,
Is it Western?
yeah, Western, it's, the one that had the giant fold-out paper craft had some stuff of like how to translate from the Oriental Adventures Handbook to Western style
Okay.
fantasy setting. So this is a Western style fantasy, a European style martial arts.
Yeah.
Next article is actually the column Sage Advice. This is, usually they do, before they had FAQs or the 1-800 call line number that me and my friends used to call all the time when we played 3rd edition in college to be able to get answers from Wizards of the Coast directly, because we had rules debates between all of us. You had to write into Sage. So this one is answering the oddball questions and the stuff that's just really, really crazy letters they get in their mailbag. And I picked out 3 of their answers that they gave. Yes, if you're turned into a glass of water and drunk, you are dead, because you are no longer that completely contained body of water.
Makes sense.
Shooting a fireball, because a fireball is like a little marble of fire energy that flies out until it collides with its target. Yes, or something gets in the way. Yes, you can try to shoot down and shoot a fireball to make it stop before it gets to you. It is possible, but it should be dang near impossible in practice. Like, it has to be like a nat 20 called shot. Like, and a ring of regeneration will only restore a maiden's maidenhood if she is wearing it during the act. Also, unicorns can tell if it's been magically restored. So, if you have lost your virtue, you cannot get it back by putting on a ring of regeneration after the fact. The next article is the characterization made easy. Questions to help flesh out a character's personality. So this is actually, they're moving out of some of the joke stuff. Next article is shading for detail. They started doing a miniature painting column called "Looking Through the Looking Glass," and they're actually talking about one of the first painting. I actually have that camo model mini.
So they're giving painting tutorials?
Painting tutorials and some miniature reviews with this series of articles. And shading is where you put a very thin down paint, like usually a brown or a black, so it's very watery, so it just seeks into the crevices.
Yeah.
It gives that shadow effect. So that was really cool to actually see old school mini painting tutorials in magazine form, way before the YouTubes. The Marvel file for this issue is stats for Captain Britain's foes, the Crazy Gang, which includes the Executioner, the Jester, the Knave, the Red Queen, and Tweedledope. Yeah, I think it's about 20 years before we actually get to the point of the MCU introducing any of these, as it's although they have been talking about wanting to get Henry Cavill to play Captain Britain, who's basically the British version of Captain America.
Right.
But yeah, the Crazy Gang seems like a very here's Captain Britain movie number 6.
Ah.
All right. And this issue is also continues the voyage of the Princess Ark.
Always fun.
Part 4. We get more of the world map and stats for the Haldanic Knights, which is an order of knights and paladins inspired by the Templars.
Okay.
And the last one, the last article in the magazine is the Ecology of the Behir, which is a 6 to 40 foot 12-legged dragon snake monster.
That's creepy.
Yeah. And it just basically talks about its habitat and biology.
Okay. So which of these are you planning to keep?
of course, right off the bat, I'm keeping the joke adventure.
Yeah.
The Monsters Compendium I want to keep. The and the wrestling styles. I definitely want to try to get all, because there's a lot of different martial arts styles scattered throughout a lot of the different D&D books of this era, just to have like a good codified, here's all the fighting styles and all their special moves and stuff like that. So I've always been a fan of having martial arts in my D&D campaigns.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, that's all my questions tonight.
My question is, what's the best April Fool's prank you have ever pulled on your D&D party as the DM? Leave that in the comment section down below. Have you pulled a joke adventure like that, or have you come up with any crazy monsters? Just let me know, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye everybody.
Peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.